Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be talking about Counterfeit by Kirsten Chen. In this story, you're following a character named Ava, who is a Chinese American woman. She is a lawyer, or was a lawyer, but she stopped working once she had her first child, who is around 2 years old at this point. She's married to this man who is a surgeon, and they're living like what looks like on the outside as this like very ideal life, but Ava is actually very like unhappy where things are at. Her husband with her marriage is, in a rocky position. Her toddler seems to be throwing tantrums constantly, and she doesn't quite know what to do with him. And she doesn't love the fact that she is a stay-at-home mom. Like, she misses being a lawyer and stuff like that. And then one day she gets contacted by her old roommate from college, Winnie. Winnie is from mainland China. She was Ava's roommate for a short period of time before eventually leaving the college entirely in kind of like this little scandal. And Ava's always been like kind of intrigued by her to a certain degree because of this scandal and what happened, which you find out about over the course of the book. But now Winnie's gotten in contact with Ava, and like it seems like Winnie has like a really great life going for her. When they meet up for the first time, Ava notices that Winnie is just like wearing all of these like luxury brand name products, and is even carrying a Birkin bag. And as Ava finds out more, she realizes that Winnie's actually running this like counterfeit luxury goods scheme, and that's kind of like how she's able to like procure all of this stuff as well as have all of these really nice luxury goods. And Winnie ends up proposing that Ava join her in this. So this is a book that I was like originally interested in because I kind of like heist stories and things like that, and the concept of this really intrigued me. And then like time went by and I felt like I was hearing like kind of mixed reviews about this book, so I put it on the back burner. I eventually got it from my library, and I was honestly like found this book to be more than what I expected it to be. The way that it's written, it's very like light and quick. I zipped through this novel pretty quickly, partially because like I found the writing to be like really engaging. Like, this is a book that I would very much consider a vacation read, or like a good vacation read, because it's a story that's written in a way that I feel like keeps your attention, but it's also not like a super like dense book or heavy book. There's a lightness to this book that I think is, for me at least, a pro of it, but it's also not like too light either. Like, it's talking about lots of different things, like societal expectations of women, and specifically like Asian American and Chinese women. It talks about the world of like counterfeit culture, counterfeit luxury goods in a really interesting way. It also talks about like social media and the perception of others on other people and things like that, and like the keeping up with the Joneses sort of look that a lot of people feel, especially on social media. But there's also like something really great about the way these characters are written, which I'm not going to say too much about, but there were some like really interesting character developments and like plot developments that happen over the course of the story that I was not expecting from this book at all. I think that the first part of the book feels somewhat weak, but I think that that's done on purpose because of what happens in the second part of the book. And so I would like recommend, like, if for some reason I don't ever want people to like push through books that they're not enjoying, but I will say that I think that part two adds a lot of interesting sort of like depth to both the characters and the plot that really like raises up this book for me personally. I don't think that this is a perfect book, but I do think that there is something about this book that gives it a little bit more oomph than I was expecting. So yeah, I feel like if you're someone who enjoys like heist novels, if you enjoy the idea of like a counterfeit culture and things like that, I think that this book would be for you. And like I said at the beginning, I feel like this is a book that would be a really good beach read, and honestly would probably even be like a pretty decent movie too. So yeah, overall I enjoyed my experience with this book. I felt like it was pretty solid, maybe because I went in with lower expectations than other people did. But I think that if you're, again, looking for something that's kind of lighter but has like a little bit of like bite to it, or a little bit more than just like a super light and fluffy book, this one would be a really fun one to pick up. So yeah, those are my quick thoughts on Counterfeit. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read this book, what your thoughts were on it, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave that down in the comment section as well. So yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.